And topping the news this half hour, it's day 2 of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, and taking place today, a ceremonial roll call to nominate Kamala Harris as the party's candidate. That'll happen as the California delegates make their commitment.
Some familiar faces will be in attendance for that moment. That includes Buffalo Common Council members Everhart and Mitch Nowakowski. They join us now via Zoom from Chicago. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. I'm going to ask you both, we can start with Mitch and then go to Zanetta so we don't talk over one another. What is the atmosphere in Chicago like right now after night one? Night one was a thank you to Joe Biden. Mitch?
So if I could answer it in one word, I would say electrifying. The energy in the room is something that you will only experience once in a lifetime. And not only are delegates excited and united, you can tell that there's momentum, and you can tell that this race completely changed once Kamala Harris is at the top of the ticket. And she's really uniting people in communities of Democrats that were kind of dormant, that just would normally vote Democratic, but now they're more excited than ever. And we heard from our own governor, we heard from Hillary Clinton, and we heard from a lot of people, because the Democratic Party is a big tent party, so a lot of people across the spectrum uniting Democrats in a party platform for all of us.
Zanetta?
You know what? I definitely want to double down on what my colleagues, but for me, it was futuristic, right? It was different. It felt different. The energy in the room just literally felt amazing. It felt like, you know, our country was moving the way it's supposed to be moving, right? And just hearing from so many of our, you know, government officials on the federal level, on the state level from across the country, you can hear it in their voices when they're up there talking about, you know, our future president and our future VP. Like, they are excited. They are electrified, you know, so I think that people really do have the hope back, right? This ticket is bringing the joy back, for sure.
I'm curious, and this is for either of you, if whoever would like to take this one. There are protests. The organizers have done a pretty good job keeping those protesters far enough away from the United Center, although some folks were saying that traffic was why things got underway a little bit late last night, and then, of course, ran way late last night. What has been your impression of the protesters that you have seen, and also how the DNC has handled it? They hit that nail on the head a number of times, addressing it directly in a number of speeches last night.
You know, I'll take it. You know, I would say that from my experiences that people are going to express themselves. And, you know, the fact that the DNC and not only, you know, security personnel and party officials, I think have responded well. It has caused delays. New York, I took another alternate route to get there, and not on a shuttle, but for our counterparts, County Executive Mark Poloncarz and Chairman Zellner were delayed significantly getting to the convention. But you can't let anyone rain on your parade. You cannot let anyone take away the fact that we have candidates who are bringing this country together, who refuse to be polarized and who refuse to be divided, because we know that when we do that, we don't get anywhere. And that's not the spirit of America. That's not the spirit of this country. And the Democratic Party and the convention is about bringing people, no matter who you are, what you believe in. You know, we are here to help save our environment, for LGBT issues, women's issues, you name it. We're here to bring people together. And the DNC had that theme ringing loud and true well until 1 a.m., where the president showed that he had a lot of stamina.
Yeah, 1 a.m. Kels and I can definitely know that, because News 4 at 11 actually took place on News 4 at about 12:45 last night. Zanetta, this one to you. Yeah. You know, speaking sort of still about some of the protesters, things like that. Kamala Harris, I believe it was either a stump speech last week or the week before, when there were protests at her speech, where there have been. That's normal. That's acceptable. But she said, hey, listen, you are just giving energy to the other side. And if you're not going to stop, then we'd like you to leave. Otherwise, I'm speaking, right? She did the I'm speaking. Do you think that in such a close race that we have here at the top of these tickets between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, that Democrats can afford to not accept these folks in, to not listen to what they have to say, to not give them time, perhaps, on the stage?
Well, listen, I think that, what our VP was saying is, I have the floor right now, right? Call my office and set up a meeting. That's what she's saying. I don't think that it was necessarily that, they don't want to hear what they're saying. They understand the issues that they're talking about. They get it. But the thing is that she had the floor at that moment, right? That was her moment to have that conversation.
It sounds like we may have lost Zanetta in that. I think I just heard perhaps, Mitch, if we did, if perhaps you are still there and we still have you, I'm curious what your expectation for Thursday is, because these conventions they bring so much energy to the campaign. What are you hoping to hear from folks, and especially Kamala Harris, on Thursday?
What I'm expecting to see is not only the vice president, really formally on the stage take the head nomination, but I'm looking forward to her plan for America, a plan for our communities, and what's the roadmap forward to tackle climate change and healthcare costs, and rebuilding our infrastructure, and how do we, end the depolarization and wounds that we have in this country and get back together, and how we move this country forward. And I'm just really looking forward to a new day, a new chapter of our party. The other party has a nominee. They were talking about age is now 80. Kamala Harris is 60 years old, and honestly, she speaks to a lot of generations, and she's easy to connect with. And so I'm looking forward to a party platform and a roadmap forward of how we all go to victory together.
Excellent. Mitch, if we could, please switch gears completely. You guys are in Chicago. Let's bring things back here to the Queen City. We do have some developing news about an issue that is near and dear to your heart. You brought this issue forward about the slow response times on behalf of the city's ambulance service in AMR. Today, AMR responded in a 6-page note to the city, providing basically their justification for their current operations. Have you read those documents? And if so, what is your response to their letter?
I did look at the documents. I received them when I was, I just got here, and I'm happy that this is going to start dialogue, official dialogue between the Common Council and AMR. But my initial apprehension was, well, you acknowledge that these problems exist. Why did it take, problems in my district and slow response times to be able for you to acknowledge them? And ultimately, I will be also asking the fire commissioner to appear before the finance committee to explain why we don't have a contract. AMR stated that they had no conversations or basically no response at all from fire, and why they have an unexpired contract, because the fact of the matter is that when you have an unexpired contract and you're not operating with one, we can't hold your feet to the fire. We don't have anything in place to be able to have these conversations and dialogue to remediate the problems. And one thing, Dave, I really want to bring up too is the low wage that EMS workers are getting paid. I mean, when I first initially found out, I was astonished. $18 an hour, $19 an hour for people who are reviving you, who are responding to emergencies, who are providing critical life-saving care to get to the hospital. I mean, we've got a lot of work to do. And the fact of the matter is that AMR is not a nonprofit. There's profit. This is a profitable company, and healthcare and insurance is big business.
All right. Mitch Nowakowski, thank you so much for joining us. Zanetta Everhart, looked like we had some technical issues with her, but we heard from her briefly, and that was nice. We appreciate it, and enjoy your time in Chicago.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.